So I don't know if any of you have ever gotten into trouble in a conversation before, said something that you didn't mean to, and other people got upset. Happened to anyone? Or maybe you're on the other, maybe you're on the receiving end. Maybe you're someone that gets upset easily by conversations. Anyone? Other people speak and you just offend it all the time. It doesn't matter whichever side you're on, whether you're the offender or the offended. Either way, things are going wrong, and of course the ego is in play. So there's a theory that I keep forgetting about, but should remember a little bit more. But it can be very helpful if you can remember that conversations happen in kind of on 4 levels or 4 quadrants, if you like. So I'll try to keep this brief and simple. Basically, the lower left quadrant, you either can have a low content, low risk conversation. So low content, low risk conversation is talking about the weather. Okay, it's small talk, it's shallow, it's not risky, it's not emotionally risky, and it's quite low content. Some people are very comfortable in that zone. Then you move into a high content, low risk level. Okay, so that would be like 2 engineers talking. High content, scientific or whatever, low risk, like no emotional, it's not personal, it's not emotional, there's nothing risky about that. Then if you go up into the upper right quadrant, you get something called a high risk, high content conversation. And this, because it's a more integrative approach, is actually also called a real conversation, where you can bring the emotional element into it and you actually take things a little bit further, but with high content. Okay. And then, of course, the upper left quadrant is high risk, low content. Okay, so high risk, low content is like children fighting with each other, or name calling, people starting to shout at each other. There's not a lot of content, just a lot of insults, So you can see how a conversation can develop through these things unconsciously. And it's usually when, so it feels like if you have enough awareness and you have a lot of understanding and a lot of compassion, you can easily assess if the person is ready to go into a high risk or a more risky conversation. And then it's usually better to stay sort of in high content, low risk, and then test the waters if you are the more aware person. Or you might assess, okay, this person really is just comfortable in low content, low risk, and then you can stay there and assess the situation. Most of us don't know where we are, and then we're either bored, like you might get bored and frustrated and feel offended when someone's talking about the weather and you're like, I just told you something very important. And then if you can remember, oh, hang on, we're in the low content, low risk area. Okay, it can be helpful. I mean, of course, if you've made it to the low content, high risk level, it's very difficult to get out. In those situations, it's often better to probably take a break and then come back. But I found this very, very helpful because otherwise you kind of, get lost about where you are in a situation. I'm certainly someone that, I love the emotional realm of the colors of emotions, and I like to sort of travel between all kinds, so you can imagine I can often get myself into a sticky situation because it's not always welcome. Not everyone wants to experience like every range of feeling under the sun, and so this is very helpful for me to remember. I'm like, okay, this is where we're at. So I hope that's helpful in case you find yourself in any sticky situation, also on the receiving end, and take the responsibility if you're easily offended. Like, okay, is this person pushing it into an emotional risky space? And then you also have agency to say, this feels uncomfortable for me. Like and because you're realizing that they're going into a risky area that you're not comfortable with. And then you can also say, I would like to keep it in this area. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you would never explain the quadrants to someone in a conversation. I think that might be weird. I don't know. It depends on who the person is. Make sense? Good luck. Okay, let's start with asana practice. Come to stand at the front edge of your mat. Your toes and heels are together. Your hands are by your sides. And then exhale the breath out. And let's start to move straight away. So inhale, hook your thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms behind your back, clasp hands together in a fist, and then extend the legs, relax the neck. Inhale, hands to the floor, step your right foot back to lunge, look forward. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Forward to plank pose, inhale, shoulders over the elbows and the wrists, and then hinge forward, chaturanga, exhale, bend your elbows to 90 degrees. Upward facing dog as you inhale, extend to the elbows, thighs off the floor, knees off the floor. Downward facing dog, exhale. Make this a breathing exercise. Forward to plank pose, inhale, shoulders over the elbows and the wrists. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the floor. Slide the body forward, cobra, inhale of chin and chest. Exhale, tuck toes, seat to the heels, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, inhale. Left foot forward, exhale, Uttanasana, forehead towards the shins. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back, extend the legs. Other side, exhale, bend knees, swing arms behind your back, clasping hands together. Inhale, hands to the floor, left foot back to lunge, look forward. And then press back, downward facing dog as you exhale. Forward to plank pose, inhale, shoulders over elbows and wrists. Hinge forward, chaturanga, exhale with control. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Plank pose, inhale, shoulders over elbows and wrists. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the floor, keep the hips lifted. Slide the body forward, cobra, inhale of chin and chest. Exhale, tuck toes, seat to the heels, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, inhale. Right foot forward, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back, extend the legs. And exhale, come to stand, hands by your sides. Take a moment, close your eyes, breathe in. And breathe out. Let's do another round. Inhale, hook thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms behind your back, clasp hands together in a fist, extend the legs. Inhale, hands to the floor, step your right foot back to lunge, look forward. Downward facing dog, exhale. Plank pose, inhale, shoulders over your elbows and your wrists. Hinge forward, slowly chaturanga, exhale, or knees, chest, chin. Upward facing dog or cobra as you inhale. Slowly downward facing dog, exhale. Plank pose, inhale, shoulders over elbows and wrists. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the floor. Elbows stay close to the body. Slide the body forward, cobra, inhale of chin and chest. Exhale, tuck toes, seats to the heels. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, inhale. Left foot forward, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back, extend the legs. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, relax the neck. Inhale, hands to the floor, left foot back to lunge, look forward. Downward facing dog, exhale. Plank pose, inhale, shoulders over elbows and wrists. Hinge forward, chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Plank pose, inhale. And knees, chest, chin to the floor, exhale. Cobra, inhale of chin and chest. Exhale, tuck toes, seat to the heels, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, inhale. Right foot forward, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back, extend the legs. And exhale, come to stand, hands by your sides. Take a moment, just feel, be still. Separate your feet hip distance apart, fold forward over your legs. Grab a hold of your big toes with the thumb and forefingers. Thumbs are on top for Padangusthasana. Inhale, lengthening the spine forward. And then exhale, fold elbows out to the sides, chest to the thighs, forehead towards the shins, really pulling on the toes. Breathe. Deepen and lengthen the breath. Still in the forward fold, just breathing. And then keep holding the toes. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward, look up. And exhale, place your palms flat and take 2 steps back into downward facing dog. Gaze out past the knees, breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, extend the right leg back and up behind you. Hold as you exhale, push your chest towards your left thigh, hips are parallel, strong flex in the right foot, rounding in the back. Inhale, bring the knee to the nose and exhale, hold. Inhale, right leg back and up behind you. Exhale, hold. Look forward. Inhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Exhale, bring your left knee down to the floor. And then inhale, bring your left hip over your left knee. And exhale, flex your right foot, extend to the right leg. Okay, make sure that the left hip is over the left knee. Walk your hands as far forward as you can. Stay up on the fingertips and really pull your right pinky toe towards your face. So your foot is flat and you're pressing down or out through the ball of the right toe, the big toe mound. And then chest to the thigh, forehead towards the shin. Breathe in, right hip pulls back. Breathe out. Maybe the palms come flat to the floor now. 2 more breaths. Keep exploring the edge, especially with the exhalation. And then inhale, bend the front knee, place the right foot flat, tuck the back toes if they weren't already. Exhale, left knee lifts. Inhale, step your right foot back to plank pose. And exhale, lower your knees, your chest, and your chin to the floor. And then lie flat on your belly, bring your forearms to the floor, elbows directly underneath the shoulders. And then, so you're in Sphinx pose, and then actively pull the chest forward. Legs are active, press down to the tops of the feet, lift the kneecaps up, and breathe. And then press down to the palms, lift the elbows up off the floor. Keep the elbows a little bit bent and keep pulling the chest forward, the ribs forward. Legs are still active. And feel that there's a slight contraction in the navel, so the pelvic floor muscles are active and engaged. Navel pulling in towards the back body. 1 more breath in. And exhale, come down, forehead to the floor, hands underneath the shoulders, tuck your toes under. Inhale, extend to the elbows into plank pose, and then press back downward facing dog as you exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, extend the left leg back and up behind you. Hold as you exhale. Rounding in the back. Inhale, bring the knee to the nose. Exhale, hold. Inhale, left leg back and up behind you again. Exhale, hold. Inhale, left foot forward in between your hands and exhale, right knee to the floor. Again, bring your hips over your right knee. Extend the left leg, flex the left foot. Start on the fingertips, walk your hands forward, lengthening the spine forward as you inhale. And then exhale, fold, palms flat. Work the left hip back, chest to the thigh, forehead to the shin. It might be helpful to release a little bit of the pressure on the back knee to bring the top of the foot to the floor. Another option is to fold your mat and place your knee on some kind of padded surface. Get into the breath. Soften into the resistance. And then inhale, bend the left knee, place the left foot flat on the floor, palms flat, and step back downward facing dog as you exhale. Inhale, forward to plank pose, shoulders over the elbows and the wrists, and hinge forward, chaturanga. Exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump your feet up in between your hands, folding forward as you exhale. Straight legs, flat back. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, reaching the arms up on either side of the ears. And exhale, hands at your heart center, close your eyes, take a moment and just feel. And then hands by your sides, working a bit on balance and forward bending at the same time. Bend your right knee into your chest. Bring your left hand to your left hip. And then grab a hold of your right big toe with your thumb and forefinger of the right hand. The elbow is on the inside of the right knee. Keep the left leg straight. And without leaning back, you're going to exhale, start to extend the right leg forward. Hold, left leg is straight. Make sure you don't lean back. If one knee needs to bend, it should be the top one, so that you remain upright, lengthening to the tailbone, the rib cage in. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more breaths. One more inhale. And then exhale, release, right foot to the floor, hands by your sides. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, other side, bend the left knee into your chest. Grab a hold of your big toe, the thumb and forefinger of the left hand to the right hip. And then exhale, extend the left leg out. Keep the right leg straight. Keep working the left hip back and the left shoulder back. So make sure that the left shoulder is in the socket. It's not being pulled forward by the weight of the foot. Right leg is straight. 2 more deep breaths. One more deep inhale. And exhale, release, left foot down to the floor, hands by your sides. Take a moment, breathe in. And breathe out. And make sure you're standing at the front edge of the mat again. Utkatasana, deeply bend the knees. Inhale. Reach your arms out in front of you, palms touch. Keep your knees bent. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. Keep squeezing your palms together. And then inhale, lift in the chest, look up. Exhale, fold forward, chest to the thighs. Forehead towards the shins. Relax the neck. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, hands to the floor, lengthen the spine forward, look up. Exhale, take 2 steps back into downward facing dog. Inhale, extend the right leg back and up behind you. And hold as you exhale. And step your right foot forward, inhale in between your hands. Exhale, left heel to the floor, 45 degrees. Rise up, warrior 1. Inhale, palms touch. Exhale, hold. And then inhale, extend through the right leg. Exhale, open arms, chest and hips to the side. Adjust your feet as you need to. Inhale, extend out over the right leg. Exhale, hinge down sideways. Triangle pose, pushing your hips forward, lean back with the upper body and look up towards the left thumb. Find the stillness. And then exhale, look down at your right big toe. Stand down through both feet. Inhale, come all the way back up to stand. Make sure your hips are level again. Exhale, slide the left hand down the left leg. Reach the right arm up and over the right ear. Reverse Trikonasana. Feel the nice deep stretch across the whole right side body. Exhale, slightly longer, a little bit deeper with the left hand towards the left knee or the calf. And then inhale, come back up again. Exhale, turn your right toes in, interlace your fingers behind your back, heels a little bit out. Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, puff up the chest, look up. And exhale, fold forward. Crown of the head down towards the floor, relax the neck. Pull your clasped hands over towards the floor. Breathing in. And breathing out. And gently release your hands to the floor. Turn your right toes forward, bend your right knee, walk your hands on either side of the right foot and lift your left heel up off the floor. The right knee is bent. And then walk your right foot a little bit more to the center of the mat. You're going to bring your left knee to the floor on the outside of the right foot, setting up for seated spinal twist. Right hand on the floor behind you. Inhale, reach the left arm up. And exhale, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Make a twist, look over your right shoulder. Breathe. And then inhale, look forward. And exhale, release your hands. And then sweep your right foot all the way back behind you. Place your palms flat, tuck your back toes under and press back down and facing dog as you exhale. And then inhale, extend the left leg back and up behind you. Hold as you exhale. Inhale, step your left foot forward in between your hands. Exhale, right heel to the floor, 45 degrees. Rise up, warrior one. Inhale, palms touch. And exhale, make sure that you're here first for the whole exhale breath. And then inhale, extend to the left leg. Exhale, open arms, chest and hips to the side, adjusting your feet. Inhale, extend out over the left leg. And exhale, hinge down sideways. Pushing the hips forward, lean back with the upper body, look towards the right thumb. One more deep inhale. And exhale, look down at your left big toe. Stand down to both feet. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, slide the right hand down the right leg. Reach the left arm up and over the left ear. Keep spiraling the chest open. Breathe. One more inhale. Use your exhale to go a little bit deeper. Takes awareness to do that, takes presence, takes focus, takes a willingness to want to explore something risky. And then inhale, come back up. And exhale, turn your left toes in, hands to your hips. Pop up the chest, inhale, look up. And exhale, fold forward, crown of the head down towards the floor. Just as a transition, bring your hands to the floor, turn your left toes out, bend your left knee, both hands on either side of the left foot, lift the right heel up, look forward, prepare for the twist, right knee to the floor on the outside of the left foot and sit down. Left hand on the floor behind you, inhale, right arm lift. Exhale, right elbow to the outside of the left knee and make a twist, look over your left shoulder. Use the seated pose a little bit more calm to deepen the breath, meaning deepening the experience. And then inhale, look forward. Exhale, release your hands, sweep the left foot back behind you, palms flat, tuck the toes, downward facing dog as you exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump your feet up in between your hands again, folding forward as you exhale. And then separate your feet hip distance apart, Padahastasana, slide your hands underneath your feet. Toes come all the way to the wrist creases, really standing down on the hands. Inhale, lengthening the spine forward, and exhale, fold. Bend the elbows, chin to the chest, rounding in the back, navel towards the back body. Breathe. Keep your hands where they are. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, hands to the hips, chin still in line with the sternum, and then inhale, come all the way up to stand. And exhale, separate your feet to the side edges of your mat, turn your toes out straight away, deeply bend the knees into Malasana. Hands at the heart center, lifting in the chest, use the elbows to push the knees out. And then exhale, sit your seat down, knees together, extend the legs out in front of you. Bend your right knee into your chest and drop your right knee out to the side, and then folding forward over your left leg, Janu Sirsasana. So if you want to take this a little bit further, or if you want to stay in your safe zone, stay here. Otherwise, bring your right foot. Okay, so that was really just a joke. You don't do half lotus if the knees are not ready for it, okay? So, but if you do have a lotus practice, you would bring your right foot into the thigh crease of your left leg, your right knee a little bit more forward, okay? So it should feel good on the knee here. If it feels tweaky in the knee, go back to Janu Sirsasana. You're gonna wrap your right arm around you, see if you can find your right toes with your right hand, and spiral the chest open over the left leg, and then fold forward. Okay, good. Chin in line with the sternum. Find your forward fold and breathe deeply. Long exhale. A little bit deeper, a little bit deeper. And then inhale, just lift the gaze. And then exhale, come up. Bend the right knee into the chest. And then bring your right knee to the inside of the left one. Your right heel will come to the outside of the right hip. Flex the foot. Support yourself with your hands on either side of the knees. That's where the hands will start, and then fold forward. It might be that you can walk your hands a little bit more forward. So it might feel like you're sort of tilting over to the left side, and you counteract that by putting a little bit of weight into the left hand more, so that you can stay squared up over the left leg. Yeah. Right knee is bent back, right ankle outside of the right hip, top of the right foot on the floor. And long exhale. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come up. So inhale, look up, exhale, come up. Okay, and then bring your right knee into your chest. That's a nice, safe way to get out of that. And extend the right leg out. Bend the left knee into the chest, drop the left knee out to the side. Square the torso up over the right thigh and fold forward. If you're coming into the bind, bring your left foot into half lotus. Reach around with your left hand. Don't expect it to be the same on the other side. See if you can grab your left toes with your left hand and then folding forward. Long exhale. Inhale, look up. Exhale, come up. Bend the left knee into the chest. Bring your left knee to the inside of the right one. Left heel will come to the outside of the left hip. Flex the right foot and fold forward over the right leg again. Smooth, deep breath, whole time. And then inhale, just look up, lift the gaze. Then exhale, come up, hug the knee into the chest, nice and safe. And then extend the left leg out. And then fold forward over both the legs, Paschimottanasana. Sit bones go back, nice, flat in the back. Openness across the chest. And the legs are active unless the knees are bent. Of course, if your knees are bent, in order to get the back more flat, that's okay. If your legs are straight, you really use the quadricep muscles and you pull up the kneecaps and you hinge at the hips and you fold forward. And you explore your edge using your breath, not your ego, meaning not your willingness to go deeper, but it comes from the breath in an act of surrender and courage. And then inhale, look up. Exhale, come up. Bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor. Feet are hip distance apart. Bring your hands back behind you, about 10 centimeters, fingers facing forward. Inhale, press down through the hands and the feet and lift the seat all the way up. Exhale, extend the head back. Breathe. One more inhale. Long exhale. And then inhale, tuck chin to chest. Exhale, seat to the floor. Extend the legs out. Extend the arms out. Uncurl the spine, one vertebra at a time, and come to lie flat on your back. Preparing for the inversion, either choose to do shoulder stand, in which case you go all the way up, supporting your back with your hands, or you just lift your legs up towards the ceiling or place a block underneath the seat for Viparita Karani. Either way, you come into stillness. If you're in shoulder stand, exhale, lower your feet down towards the floor above your head for Halasana. If your toes touch the floor, see if you can interlace your fingers on the mat behind you. And if they don't, just bend your knees, as always, on the forehead, supporting your back with your hands. 2 more breaths here. And then if you're in Halasana, palms flat on the floor, keep the back of the head and shoulders down and uncurl the spine 1 vertebra at a time. And then everybody bend the knees, feet to the floor, take the block out if you had one. Extend the legs and relax. If you're in shoulder stand, you do the counter stretch, Matsyasana, onto the elbows, lifting in the chest and bring the top of the head to the floor. If you were in Viparita Karani, just with the legs up, you just bring the soles of your feet together. Your knees flop out to the sides, the palms face up. And then fish pose, release, press down to the elbows, tuck the chin in, come to lie down. And then everybody knees together, knees into the chest and gently rock from side to side. And then bring your feet to the floor, extend the legs out and relax, Shavasana. Close your eyes, be still. Just rest. And then moving your fingers, your toes, stretching into your ankles, into your wrists, and into your entire body. Take your arms above your head, stretch it out, fingertip to toe tip. And then just relax again, flop back into the floor as you are. Hug your knees into your chest and roll to your right side. And pushing yourself up to sit in a comfortable seated cross-leg position just for a moment. Long enough just to find the stillness, to acknowledge your effort, to sincerely thank yourself for starting your day in this way. A little bit more conscious. Hopefully a little bit more awake. Bring your hands together at your heart center, your chin to your chest. Sincerely acknowledging your effort and thanking yourself again. Namaste. And